One of the most insane situations that you've ever seen has just taken place in the last 24 to 48 hours. I don't really know how long it was, but it happened. What's happened? Roger Jackson, Rampage Jackson's son, basically tried to commit murder on live television. He tried to kill someone. Here's the story. So Roger Jackson is at a pro wrestling event where everything is fake. If you have a brain, you would know that if you are at a pro wrestling event, nothing is really real out there except for some of the slams. But even that, they're slamming onto a very soft mat. But anyway, so what's happened? He's at a pro wrestling event. He's talking to other wrestlers. And in the picture, a wrestler named Psycho Steve, who's an American veteran who has PTSD and basically has found wrestling as his way to escape, as his little getaway time, his relaxing time. He found wrestling to find peace. So he sees the cameras, he sees Roger Jackson, and he confronts him because he thinks in his head, oh, we might be working right now. Maybe we could set up something. So he talks to him and he's introducing himself, but in a more like a wrestling type of way. Like, you don't know who I am? I'm Psycho Steve. And then Roger Jackson is like, I don't know who the hell you are. So Psycho Steve picks up a beer can, which is a fake wrestling beer can, and basically hits it on Roger's head. Okay, even with the force that he hit him with, Roger didn't even react to it, besides his emotional anger, besides his emotional self, who was hurt. So he's on a live stream, he's on a Kick live stream, okay? Everyone is looking at this altercation. The comments are flooding in. Obviously, people are saying, why the hell did this wrestler do that? In the middle of those comments, Roger is still talking to this wrestler, and this wrestler is apologizing. His friends, the wrestler's friends, are also saying, no, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to do none of that, because Roger, his ego has been hurt. His emotional self has been so hurt that he thinks it's all real. It's like, no, buddy, read the room. The can didn't even hurt. So anyway, Psycho Steve, the other wrestlers, they apologize. I think he apologized about three times. Roger finally accepted the apology. Psycho Steve explains, I saw the camera and I thought, we might be able to do something out of this. Like the other wrestler says, we can include you into the wrestling fight. You can come in, so, let's make something out of this,
We're working. We're always working.
I get it. Yeah. I get it now. Now you know
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're always working. So we'll set it up. I'll have him come out during your match so we could fucking seal the whole thing and we'll make something out of it. You know what I'm saying? All right.
Well, now you just involved fucking Rampage himself, because that's his boy.
Roger agrees to enter the wrestling match. While he goes backstage somewhere, he speaks to another wrestler, and another wrestler tells him that, you can give him your receipt. You're allowed to hit him, but obviously, in wrestling terms.
You fucking give him his receipt. Remember what a receipt is? Give him that fucking receipt, bro. Tag this shit. If you got a fucking problem with it, I'll fucking run out there. Tag it.
If you're not an idiot, you would have understood that this is, in wrestling terms, it doesn't mean go and try and kill the guy. So, the match starts. I don't know how long it was into the match. Roger has been on live stream, of course. Okay, let's get that through. He's been on live stream on Kick. His comments might have been calling him a little B word, but because his ego was so hurt and he saw the comments and he saw everybody saying that, you've got to get your get back, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But, we all agree you've got to go get your get back, but go get your get back in wrestling terms. Go make something out of the situation that's happened, because the guy apologized. The guy said, you're going to be involved into the wrestling match. We're going to involve you. Come in, slam the guy, give him a punch or something, but in wrestling terms. Somehow, this this Neanderthal. I'm not saying Neanderthal because, no, I'm black as well, okay? So, but this Neanderthal has gone and body slammed this guy unconscious and proceeds to viciously beat him. About 20 punches, 20 unanswered punches. The other wrestlers, there's a wrestler in a clown costume over there, tries to get him off, couldn't get him off. The referee is standing there just watching this whole thing unfold, doesn't jump in. The other guy tries to get him out of there and he couldn't do it until a guy I don't think this wrestler was in the camera, but he came out of nowhere and just finally jumped onto Raja. So shout out to that guy who jumped in and pulled Raja off him and finally tackled him. And then all the other wrestlers finally jumped in as well. But the referee, man, that guy needs to be sacked. Sack him straight away. That guy is useless. Like, what is the point of you being a referee if you can't referee a fight? But anyway, I get it. He didn't expect that to happen. He thought, it was all part of the show. But come on, man. After the 10th punch, you should have been like, hey, a murder is being committed right in front of my eyes. I need to step in. So, I'm honestly lost for words. I'm honestly lost. I'm sickened by what I just watched. It's disgusting. It shouldn't happen. It shouldn't have happened. It shouldn't have led to that. But what led it to that? These streamers and their egos being so fragile. Just a bunch of comments telling you you're a little B-word, and all of a sudden, like, come on, man, come on. This guy needs to spend at least a good 5 to 6 years in jail for an attempted murder. You know what? Put it into murder in the first degree, because there are videos. There are videos of him saying that he's going to go into the match and he's going to punch the guy and he's not going to pull himself off. That is attempted murder in the first degree. That is premeditation. He premeditated to murder this veteran who apologized to you. He apologized not once, not twice, multiple times. And you, because you and your pride couldn't let it go. You boys have seen Breaking Bad when I forgot his name, but he's saying to Walter, it was you and your pride. Okay, we had a good thing here. The event was good. Everything was happening. Everything fell into place. Raja went in there, body slams the guy. May have done it a bit too hard, but he intended to do that. He intended to viciously maul this guy. About 20 unanswered punches. I've seen Herb Dean. That referee is worse than Herb Dean. Hey, he's worse than Herb Dean. Even Herb Dean could have done better than that. Hey, Keith Peterson could have done better than that. But anyway, the aftermath, because his ego is so shattered, he storms out of the event. He's still on live, saying that I'm sick of everyone calling me a little B-word, saying I'm sick of everyone playing with me. Like, no one played with you, buddy. You were at a pro wrestling event. The guy explained the situation to you. And what did you do? Oh, my ego's so shattered, so I can get my revenge. Buddy, you're going to jail. I hope you go to jail. I've got no sympathy for this. This is illegal. This is attempted murder, and murder that was premeditated. He gets a phone call later, and they're explaining the situation to him. Hey, the guy's not waking up. Like, why did you have to do that? He's like, oh, no, there's something about Andre. He's like, he messed with me, Andre. And then he goes, my bad, when they tell him the guy's not waking up. My bad. My bad. That's all you've got? How about you run back in there and apologize?
Shit pissed me off though, Andre.
I understand that, but now they can't wake the nigga up. He's fucking in the ring, fucking flatline, bro.
My
You
bad.
didn't have to do all that shit. I understand.
How about that? Or maybe, how about you grow a brain and realize that the situation wasn't what you thought it was? It was just a wrestling event. The guy apologized to you. You accepted the apology. The Judasness of accepting an apology and then going back on that apology and absolutely trying to murder someone. Absolutely uncalled for. Absolutely should be illegal. Absolutely should get some time in jail. I hope he does. But anyway, thought I'd come in and just share my thoughts on that. That is just disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. Just watching it, man. You're just like, what am I watching here? Like, is this the world we live in? Is this? I mean, I know this is the world we live in. The generation we have now, their egos are so fragile. Like somebody messages you, it's papa. Somebody messages you, oh, let's fight. It's like, bro, if you want to fight, go in the octagon. Go pick up a sport. You can fight there. You're not getting paid to fight people out on the street. You're not getting paid. You're paying with your life, if anything. But anyway, just thought I'd bring my thoughts into that and just see what you guys think. If you like the video, drop a comment, leave a like. But absolutely disgusting.